Yeah, they were just looking for any type of last summons hero, you know, someone that can get information, wrap around, look for this Oracle. I think that's been what we've been seeing the most. Have to get information to find this pesky Oracle, especially versus Liquid, the most comfortable team on it. And yeah, let's see how this ends the way. It looks like a pretty exciting draft on both sides. Liquid sticking with their comfort and guns. I feel like that's literally like the most comfort draft I've seen in quite some time.
Is, yeah.
And BetBoom, they've gone a little bit more outside the box. Still very comfort, but you know, I mean, these guys do play everything. But yeah, we do see GPK. I feel like I haven't seen him play the Timber as much recently. Boxy right off the bat, we're seeing him do the boots thing. I feel like I feel like we saw people abuse this every single game last year for a while, and then people just kind of stopped. So I'm glad to see someone doing it. Buys boots, runs out, places an early ward to see the lanes, sells the boots before the timing happens, blah, 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 brings his items in, you know. So they have scouting information. They have that ward bottom. And let's see how these lanes kick off, because Panel was talking about the TA and the Oracle in particular versus the Visage and the Tiny. These heroes have 0 armor. Visage has 1, barely, and Tiny has 0. So TA is going to be able to dish out quite a bit of damage if they do stick out of position. And Refraction's good for Soul Assumption, so we'll just see the toss-backs and whatnot, what Save can do to manipulate the lane.
Yeah, it is indeed a good job that he has something against that, because those early Soul Assumptions, they can hit very hard in the laning stage.
All right, let's see. Looks like it should just be 2 for 2. Neither team looking for any type of aggressive play right here off the bat. Unless Nisha walks up for this room, it should be crazy.
He's not. He's not going down that.
Okay. This looks like a fun one. There's a lot of damage on both sides. I mean, BetBoom does feel like they will have a crazy amount of damage, especially just because this Timbersaw versus the Kunkka matchup. But Venomancer, they're the only ones playing it, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think they're saying what one other team had played it.
Okay, I know I saw 33 play it one other game, but...
Oh, I say, yeah, that could be the case then.
Yeah.
That was that.
So yeah, I'm curious, they must have like a concept with this hero as well too that just is very interesting.
I mean, why is it so unpopular right now? Like, what does this hero just not offer that so many other offlaners are right now?
Not a tanky, not that tanky, not that much of an initiator at all, obviously, besides just like walking in with your face, and he's super slow. He's the slowest, if not the second slowest hero in the game. He's like 280 move speed, right? So... Hey, he's just a bit weird, but they've got an initiator coming kind of from like their mid lane, so I think this is kind of just the Liquid playstyle, you know. 33 likes to play these obnoxious heroes.
Boxy on a Tokyo.
Just duking it out.
Whoop. I mean, they're both sort of kind of second guessing themselves. They're like, can I win this trade?
One's got a Fairy Fire, the other one's got that salve at the ready. Boxy seems to have won the trade here and has that salve, of course, so he's back up to full.
But this lane, I mean, can it put a lot of pressure on the lifestealer after a few points is Nightfall fine, or the early levels are just miserable?
It's miserable, honestly. Yeah. I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why 33's been picking it. We saw, Miro was talking about it, they picked it versus Bloodseeker the other day, but this is still pretty annoying. And the fact that Toronto Tokyo got so low is now 33 is actually able to bully pretty hard these first few waves. Also, I feel like this hero's been kind of like, I don't know, just forgotten a little bit. None of his spells have been really buffed or anything in particular, but he can be really annoying. He does dish out an insane amount of damage early.
Now it's the Agent sort of time. Nightfall tries to step up to the creep wave. 33's easily able to zone him back.
I've never seen someone actually do this either. He's using the Veno Gale just to get the last hit on creeps quite a bit there. I think that's there's 3 times I saw him do it, so that 50 initial damage, it's there. And he is universal, so he's got high damage whenever he gets these stats online. So all 3 lanes looking pretty good. Of course, GPK handling his own versus Nisha.
He's staying low, but he's got the regen going. The tangos bottom lane each and every time. Nightfall just being forced to rage.
And now level 3's out, so level 2 on the Poison Sting, second brace there. He's going to get nothing. He's actually going to get nothing down here on this Lifestealer.
And if he tries to get something, he could die.
Yeah.
It's not easy for Nightfall. He will be able to dodge that Gale, though. And 33 kind of blocking off Toronto Tokyo here, and again, trading with this Veno just does not feel good.
Not at all. All right, well, at least Nightfall will get a couple last hits, 1 or 2 there secured, but... Top lane, Mickey. He's actually the one under pressure. Blood Grenade, they've got the connection.
He's going to try and turn, but indeed the Soul Assumption comes in. First blood will go the way of Miro.
Well played from Save. They saw him just a bit out of position there. They're able to break that refraction early on. I wouldn't have expected that kill up there, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, for the most part, I guess you'd imagine that the safety's going to be there with a point of refraction or such, and having the Oracle to either hold them back or keep you safe. That wasn't the case.
No, these two just very good. I'm over and over again. I think I've always talked about how I feel like Save just does magic as a 4 position in some of these lanes. Yeah, Miro clearly showing his comfort too on that Visage. Of course, that Platinum tier. Looking forward to see what he's going to be able to do with it. And bottom, geez. I mean, they're just going to start throwing high fives. Nightfall is definitely going to be feeling the pressure this game.
He's still able to get something out of the lane, though. Yep. 14 CS, it's not amazing, but it ain't terrible.
This is nice, though. At least he got a wave drag. I think we're seeing 33 do the same thing, though. I'll wait for a second as the TP rotation's coming out.
A good burst on towards Insania. Not quite enough to kill him. Boxy turns out, throws out a blood grenade. They'll look to chase down Save. They'll find him. Insania finishes the job with the Purifying Flames. They'll get the kill.
And now we see bottom 33. We saw Nightfall was dragging wave, so 33 is like, okay, I'll do the same thing, deny you a wave. And he's actually got a whole nother wave to be able to do it for as well. So he's going to be able to actually deny pretty much a whole nother one if he gets especially a half pull, which he's trying for, and he gets it. So, but Nightfall at least 18 CS, so not the absolute.
Yeah, I think all things said and done, it's not too terrible here for the Lifesteal at all. Nightfall. Yeah. He's done well against the early pressure here with the lane matchup that he had to face.
Tokyo has felt the pressure though, right? He's level 2. He's having to kind of play around for runes, play around the mid lane a little bit here. He's going to have some slow levels. It is 19 CS, but his net worth shows the difference. I mean, it's 200 behind the Veno, but you see he's behind quite a bit of the rest of the cores, even the TA 500 ahead.
But I'd imagine sort of as the game goes, you know, this will be the
better.
Yeah, this is the part where it's going to be the toughest for the Lifestealer. Down the road, if Nightfall can get his items, get his farm, he's, you know, he's going to be more of an issue for some of their heroes, the Venom in particular. You know, the tables kind of get turned.
As long as he's able to get at that farm. Because the other thing is, too, is the matchup has... Oh, wait a second, actually. It's Tokyo.
And they've got to 6 on GPK, so they'll have decent damage.
But he knew it. He read the play.
Indeed, GPK. Getting the damage in. It's not quite enough straight up, but the kinetic field is there and saves him with the rotation.
Oops.
They will be able to find him. TP's coming in for Liquid. We'll see if they can punish this. They'll look towards GPK as 33's in with the Gale.
Oh, they'll get it.
So if they can get Toronto Tokyo as well, Boxley with that haste rune, chasing him down, ready to block him off, gets the drag back with the telekinesis. And Toronto Tokyo will make them work for it. There's very little escape left for this Disruptor as Liquid will be able to punish BetBoom for that attempt onto Nisha on the mid lane. They get the Kunkka, but it cost them 2.
Insania securing the kill. Boxy had that one, excuse me. Good dive plays. So the Lifestealer versus TA matchup, this is something that has, of course, changed quite a bit. I think in the past it used to be pretty awful, but now with the new itemization, Radiance being so good, Aghanims being so good, yeah, there's definitely that potential for Nightfall to get some nice comeback.
It doesn't look to be super simple on paper, the matchup in terms of how good the TA can do against this Lifestealer. And yeah, Lifestealer, the Nightfall in this game, he's not been shut down. He had a rough,
he's caught back up.
Kind of few first 4 minutes, but he played it perfect. You know, that is absolutely a situation where you will have seen, and you will see other Lifestealers crumble, but he's played it fine. They weren't able to kill him, and at this point, he's likely to get back on track with the farm that Mikkei's picking up on the other side of the map.
Yeah, absolutely. That was really nice, especially because like 33 left the lane, Boxy left the lane. He had all this time to catch back up. It's very, very nice. How's level 6 looking up top for Miro? He's very close, and he's already got the Vlads. This is going to be so nice versus the TA, breaking that refraction, looking for the Oracle, etc., and pressuring this tower early on. Something you don't see too much from a lot of these drafts is early tower pressure. Visage will be able to provide that.
We'll have to make sure they've got the TP backup ready to come in if they want to try and hold the tier 1 top Liquid against that push.
Double checking the runes.
GPK. It's pretty tanky. They're going to try and drop the boat down onto him.
10 stick.
Should be able to break away from this. Insania will throw out his combo, but not enough to threaten him. And Save, he's turning up with the two-man avalanche. He's able to get the connection onto both of them. Nisha's dead, Insania as
Nice
well.
move.
I think it's all just looking a little bit more cleaner from BetBoom in this first 8 minutes.
These two supports, Toronto, Tokyo, even though, yeah, he was like, you're bullying me bottom, I'm making the better moves. Now, even the double ward setup, so this is a really cool thing that they did. BetBoom, I mean, everyone knows this about Liquid by now, but they love to stack, right? So look at the two wards they have to scout. They have one scouting the top jungle, one scouting the triangle, and they're going to contest these stacks.
Save. And he's going to look to get the setup onto Boxy. And he's got the combo. Chakram's out. Boxy should fall. Nisha, see if he can find anything in return.
Nice X play.
And he's going to get saved by the looks of it. The Torrent connects. They'll take down save. Toronto Tokyo's going to try for the TP out, but the Purifying Flames nuke is there from Insania.
Nice
this
play.
time, BetBoom, the ones to get punished.
Nisha almost got glimpsed back to base, I believe. Got the X back onto himself, so he stays in the fray. 2 cleanup kills, and I think they got some of that stack as well, too. So I don't think Liquid actually ended up losing much of anything for these kills. Get the kills and the stack.
Phase move's done now on Nisha, so he'll be even more ready to set up, get in range for the potential combo. I mean, GPK is still a very tough target. We saw last fight them pretty much drop down everything onto the Timber, so it's not quite enough with the heroes they have at this point.
What's Nisha going to build this game? Blade Mail's not really that value as much this game as we usually see from the mid Kunkas. So does he just do the standard, right? Does he just go either BKB or the straight Aghanims? I guess we'll have to see which one he does look to just reveal, because we haven't seen any diversion, really. At 33, he's going... Okay, so this is cool. It's a little bit of that off-lane build that we've been seeing, that new Orchid craze, of course, even from Slardar. So he's going to do it himself also on the Veno. A good Orchid game versus Timber, Lifestealer, and everything. Be valuable if he's able to get that.
It is. But definitely one of those sort of heroes and item builds that you kind of want to snowball,
yes.
right? If it slows down, certainly as soon as they have some sort of dispel or protection, its kind of effectiveness is going to fall off, especially in the hands of a Veno.
Yeah, I mean, overall, from what I've seen on Venos in the past, I just, I'm always... I haven't seen this hero too much, so I don't know what the power peaks of anything of this hero really are anymore. Especially with what he's playing up against.
That's the thing, right? You know, this sort of kind of damage over time, magical output is not going to really affect the lifestealer for the most part in the later fights, and the sort of slowly dealt damage. Heroes like Timbersaw, they're probably not going to care, so definitely a bit of pressure, I feel, on Liquid to get more done earlier than later with this Veno core.
Definitely agree with that. And Nisha will show it is just going to go be Aghanim's rush, so not really a way that you can divert away from that build.
Tokyo is here for Toronto Tokyo, so an attempt there from Liquid will not succeed.
Okay, he just tanks through heroes.
Yeah, he walks it off.
Sure. Hey, Nightfall's already got his talisman finished up. So on that way, he's just rushing the Radiance. No armlet in between this time.
They really want to try and make some action happen, Liquid. They're making the move towards Miro top.
Okay.
But he's in quite a tough position to go for unless they want to commit with some sort of X-Mark combo underneath the tower. Looks like they'll look towards the triangle instead. Nisha ready to head in.
Save broken immediately. The stack.
Gonna look for the Torrent.
It's already done.
And indeed not able to find the action that they'd hoped for. Now Instania's going to get glimpsed back into the sort of damage being dished out by Miro saving GPK. They'll look towards Boxy. Boxy's got a TP. There's nothing to stop it, so he'll escape.
That is interesting, too. Nisha has gotten 3 points in Torrent instead of maxing the X this game. Very different than I think I've ever seen. So overall, the X cast range, I don't think he could have gotten it quick enough, but saving your buddies versus Glimpse is going to be a lot harder for Nisha early game with only 1 point in X.
They're going to lose this tier 1 tower. It's going down with the push from Miro and his familiars.
This is feeling a bit scary, to be honest.
It really is. It's close on the number, 6-5 and less than a 1k gold lead for BetBoom, but it does feel like something could be brewing here.
Yeah.
They could start sending this quite drastically in the way of BetBoom's. And it's onto GPK. Can they really do anything about this Timber? They've got the X mark. They're going to drop the boat onto him. Here's the Orchid. They've got the silence. 33 turns up, and it's a good time to do so. He just finished his Orchid, gets into the fight, makes sure that they do get that big kill and take down the Timber.
I like that he comes with it, yeah. Get that good value early on out of it. Make a enable timing, because like you said, ideally, it does feel like they do want to get a bit of snowball with TA, get the Deso, get the Roche, get things rolling, take the towers, control the map versus this Lifestealer. Yeah, things are going to be complicated.
It really does feel that, yeah, indeed, if that doesn't happen, this Lifestealer is just going to be king.
Yep, as we've seen a lot of times. Do we have a reason?
Reason?
Any reason? Just the pause? Okay.
Let's pause at the moment.
Couple audio things going on, so let's hope everything's all right.
So yeah, Nightfall, 2,000 gold towards the Relic. Of course, yeah, that talent already picked up. So it is going to be a good timing on the Radiants this game. Unless somehow Liquid can make their way down to this area of the map. Which it's not going to be easy to do so. Nightfall, we saw how carefully played during the lane, and he's going to continue to do so. A very tricky carry player to actually hunt down in these early stages.
They would have to like smoke and like flank on him or something with the Veno to catch it. But yeah, he's safe. His tower is safe as well too. His pressure is just, it's on all the lanes. Like I just see GPK immediately returns to mid lane. Miro is playing the top lane, so if Liquid does want to make like some big like 3 or 4 rotation to bottom, BetBoom is farming everywhere, so.
Dire are scanning.
Smoke from BetBoom's gonna head towards that top lane, see if they can catch out Mickey at the same time.
Both doing the same thing.
Liquid heading down towards the bottom, but as it is, BetBoom don't have anyone down there. Saves on the front, looking to start things onto Mickey. TPs will begin to come in here and look for the toss back over towards GPK. And they've got the control here as well with the Static Storm. The stun comes out. Insania will try and bail Mickey out of this with a false promise. He'll buy him stun time, but Nightfall's in on top of him. Mickey continues to run. Saves ready to cut him off once more with another avalanche.
Never mind.
They try their best to bail him out of there, but BetBoom can run down Mickey and nothing can be done to keep him alive.
Slows down his timing too of that Deso that was going to be coming out at a pretty good one. 33 gets some pressure bottom, but that's a nice hit. That's crazy. I can't believe he like absorbed so much of the damage early, but I guess it is a mostly magical early from their draft, so they'd see it providing good coverage for a little bit. It's a big kill though. Slow down the momentum, which Liquid ideally wants, it feels like.
BetBoom, I'll be able to finish off the tower. More money for Mira. I mean, across the board for the individual net worths on the cause, it's very close.
Very close.
Everybody's getting farm. It's all about these item timings, and for the supports as well. Save, he's just 100 gold away from his blink. We've seen already what he's been able to do with the setups of his avalanches and tosses. It's only going to get even more spectacular with the solid timing on the blink.
And in comparison to Liquid, they don't have something like that where it's that big timing, right? That's just like, okay, now we have a way to constantly start these fights. You know, Nisha will have to do that, of course, but this tiny blink could be big. So Liquid, maybe they will just farm for the next item, get the Ags for Nisha, get the Deso for TA, force Roche in a fight off of that. Because that's a pretty big, that's a strong timing.
33 wants to get his bots done. He's nearly got them. Wants to make sure that he is always there with the Orchid, with that silence when it's required.
That's the blink. All right, save. There's a Venom Ward down.
He's considering it. It's actually Liquid that's going to be able to set things up first. A bit of Toronto Tokyo, but indeed he was very quick there with the Kinetic Field and the Static Storm. Toronto Tokyo will die. Boxy is able to get the stolen Static Storm off in return, then turn towards the Timbersaw here with the
GPK's in trouble.
Will get the Orchid upon him. GPK will fall.
Wow.
Nisha gets the double kill. Miro, he's keeping the Familiars over on towards Insania. Nightfall standing his ground against Nisha. Save, ready to go for a second round as they will continue to run Nisha down. Nisha locked down and kept in control as Nightfall finishes him off. Insania, he'll try and run it from Miro. But the resummons there should be able to scout him out and control him. There's no TP available. Actually, I say that. It looks like, is he just going to be able to walk away from this? He is. Miro losing vision of him. So Insania will manage to walk his way back to safety.
All right. I'm surprised Liquid even gets one kill there. Honestly, Boxy did God's work. Stole Static Storm, stole Chakram, and then he actually does the majority of damage versus the Timbersaw. So I actually think that was going to be a completely one-sided affair if Boxy didn't get those steals. And the big winner, of course, Nightfall. It's just a cleanup show for him. As the Radiance is finished, when he gets 2 kills.
And this lifestealer definitely becoming a big old problem. The timing that he got, the start that he had, sure, still the very comparable farm between Nightfall and Mickey. But we're definitely seeing in sort of the chaos of these team fights that at the moment it's a little bit easier for Nightfall to clean up.
Aghanim's in 100 on Nisha, and the Deso's done. Do they force that smoke to Roche? BetBoom, they're just, I mean, they're never stopping.
I mean, they're killers right now. Yeah, Save can get a catch, can get a pick off. Nightfall's going to be ready to clean up.
It's not really giving Liquid opportunity that they want to be able to chill back and go for some type of Roche. BetBoom's just always on him.
He's going to get a jump over towards him. He gets the toss back. The silence is out. I mean, they'll throw out a Fate's Edict to try and keep him safe, Mickey. Mickey will get the refraction off, but he's dead. Nightfall cleans him up.
Can they get Nightfall?
Does catch him, but the Rage is up and ready.
He's
Nightfall,
out.
he's going to go for the Rage TP. He'll bail his way out of this one. Miro and Toronto Tokyo do go down, so Liquid able to take a trade out of this, get a couple of kills, but they do lose Mickey, and Nightfall gets out.
That was Torrent Storm reveal. Got onto Miro a little bit there. But they get Mickey. You know, they got the target that they want. That big carry. As Nightfall just continues scaling and scaling. Yasha almost finished. He's on his way to Manta. That Manta is going to make him pretty unkillable. And he already has yet to die. Then he's going to have the Dispel, the protection versus the Roots, and even the potential protection versus the TA Shard, which will probably be coming soon from Mickey as well.
They're going to have to try and tackle the tough ordeal of catching him with silences around that.
But they're keeping it steady.
It's close on the numbers, 11 to 10.
It's not moving.
1K gold lead right now for Liquid.
How's the XP looking? XP is a little bit in Liquid's favor.
I mean, 33 is picking up a lot of farm on the map. Getting around very effectively with the boots of travel on top of this Orchid. Going for the BKB next. It is an incredibly farmed Veno.
Wish fulfilled.
A farmed Veno, but a fragile Veno. That is the one thing I will say, though. He does have Whisper the Dread, which is the best pickup he could have gotten for the spell lamp, but if they get on him, he will die.
And talking about getting on someone, they've got GPK here.
Huge one.
X-Mark setup coming into play. He's got nothing to protect himself at the moment from the silence. The BKB was just finished, but unfortunately for him, it didn't have it ready in that moment. So GPK taken out, a big pick for Liquid.
He switched his build 3 times in those moments. He had the Eternal Shroud queued up for quite a long time, but he feels like he needs this.
Good damage onto the tier 2 tower now. Mickey pushing with the Desto.
This is a really good spell steal. Whenever you can get this on Rubik, it's incredibly valuable, so having this level 2 Chakram will pose kill threat on a lot of heroes that perhaps they didn't have before. Do they go to set up for the rush? Maybe they just wait for it to come bottom and then they set up since they're all still already in the area. Looks like that might be the case.
Could be a pretty solid call. They've got that nice deep observer ward down on the bottom side of the map, so we'll potentially see people moving out if BetBoom do try and challenge this.
Yep, here he comes.
This could be a pretty nice setup for Liquid. Okay, with the blink.
Lots of traps placed around here as well, too. Traps, wards, etc.
It's very well covered. Not wanting to go straight into the pit yet, though.
I don't think they saw anyone. I don't think they see anybody on the map at the moment, so they're like a little hesitant. Yeah. They're setting up for it, though. 33 even making his way now also.
They'll make sure that they enter into the pit under the cover of smoke, just in case there was going to be some sort of setup with vision from BetBoom around this area.
Okay, Miro showed mid. Yeah, they can full commit as well, too, just in case. Playing it very safe. Just they didn't see anybody, so they're just like, nope, no risk. Should be able to get this one. In the meanwhile, though, Nightfall has found a lot of farm. You know, he's like we said, he's up to that Manta, and he's level 15. So he's got that nice talent that we've seen pretty much everyone take now, 350 HP. But there's that Aegis.
BetBoom, they're able to get the mid and the top wave pushed all the way around. Now that Aegis is in play from Liquid, imagine that Liquid could come hunting for them. Well, they may try and just force back BetBoom in this bottom lane. They've got the creeps pushed forward themselves. Nisha more than happy to deal with the push that BetBoom was trying to get going. Save is looking for an opportunity around the mid just in case anyone from Liquid did TP back towards the tier 2.
Both teams are playing very careful. Waiting for that next itemization, it seems like. Any other big neutrals I saw? I did see that the Oracle's been constantly shoveling, so have to watch for the extra heals from the salves and stuff like that. I mean, we always see these Oracles do that, of course. Whispers of the Dread was also found by Nisha, so ideal item picked up there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And yeah, just some Dragon Scales. Very valuable Dragon Scales also versus the TA, so both of those cores on the side of BB have theirs. 33 BKB is done.
He's huge. You know, I mean, all cores right now. As I say, they've continued to keep up with one another. Nobody's getting left behind this game.
No. GPK slightly, very slightly behind. Shard about to be farmed up here. Mickey, gonna be able to clean that Tormentor up in seconds.
Dire's top tower is under
A couple really good ones this game. This one still can be nice versus Kinetic Field of Disruptor. You can still get that like lift off and saves.
And this sort of show top will warrant a response from 33, but it's
Very well.
immediately glimpsed back.
Throws the Gale on the creep, you know?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Both teams just continuing to stay relatively split.
I think Liquid is looking for this, at least a double BKB timing that they're about to have. And with the Aegis, that could be a potential for them to look to force a bit more of an issue. For the side of BB, I mean, they have items to be able to fight this. I don't think that they're really waiting for anything. It just, if Liquid brings the fight to them, they will battle it. A full AC for Miero, the Manta and Basher near done for Nightfall. Like you said, all the cores farming.
Double damage.
There's this, best of one.
No
Nobody
risk.
wants to take any sort of mistakes, make any mistakes, take any risks. BetBoom, they feel that now they are in a position to go.
Which item timing was that? That was AC plus Kaya Sanj and a Yules on the Tiny. Okay. AC Visage,
A
Kaya
lot of
Sanj, Timber, yeah. Bubble.
Tools to get the
Are
setup
scanning.
and a lot of damage ready to deal out. It's been hit by a scan though. Liquid know this is coming.
Very
Dire's
safely
middle tower
postured.
is under attack.
BKB on Nisha. So no longer an easy one to jump. Maybe Nisha himself will actually get the catch on towards them. As Smoke still persists for now.
Have vision here.
They want to try and jump it. Save. He's
Side
under the
of-
avalanche, but immediately caught by the silence. The BKB's out for Nisha. And now it's going to be full get out of there and leave safe behind. And Smoke's out to Nightfall, but the rage does last long enough. He's jumps into towards GPK with the Infest. Quickly bail out of that one.
Yeah, quick silence there, 33. They were ready for it. Everyone's set up in the area. He went for the avalanche pre-toss kind of play too, so there's always the extra second there to react from the side of Liquid.
And with that Liquid, I can get back on with the push. Still a minute left at the Aegis on Mickey.
A small gain by Liquid. A kill, a tower, and a Deso stack.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
In this type of game, every little thing matters.
And Nightfall will have his Basher complete. Ready for the next fight.
Wonder if he looks to go for the Ags next.
Or Nightfall.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
I was wondering that
looking
he
at
did-
the items he's got queued up, something that we
He'll
talked about the other day. That AC is not going to happen, right?
The thing is, he might want some type of armor anyway, maybe, but I don't know.
the
Two
double
ACs is one of the, yeah, that's the, no. Two Radiances,
No,
we can allow it.
Okay, but
Two minutes, two ACs?
two ACs, right? We haven't seen that in a long time.
No. I did,
Because we don't see heroes like this Visage, offlane that's going to be rushing an AC as quickly as Miro's able to get it. So I'd imagine he's going to change that.
yeah, I'd imagine so. I mean, Aghanims is very valuable when you're playing versus
Yes.
something like TA, so.
Absolutely.
So we'll have to see. As Infest, I mean, smokes. Both teams are smoking like at the exact same time. The flank this time from BetBoom.
It's a pretty good jump in on towards Insane. He has to false promise himself. Mickey's got him, but he's caught immediately by the Static Storm. He's looking towards
Aegis is gone.
He's dead.
The Aegis just got reclaimed.
Oh my goodness, what a time for them to go. And they get the big one. That's Mickey gone. Just, it lived, what, seconds before?
I was literally as it was. Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Couldn't have been timed any more perfect there by BetBoom. And the jump couldn't have been any better. Getting on top of Insania, making sure that he would have to, in the sort of the midst of the action, false promise himself.
Yeah, look, 5 seconds.
And then that
what
glimpse.
a glimpse.
Straight back into the Static Storm. And
There's
bam,
the Aegis.
it's gone. And so is Mickey.
Oh, what a nice play. Great play from Tokyo.
And now the push comes into play. The tier 2's down on the mid.
Has fallen.
And again, just to really sort of emphasize how this game really feels. It's 12-12. Liquid, they have a slight gold lead, but it doesn't feel like that, Fogged, right?
The fights are complicated. I feel like the fights are more complicated for them than they are for BetBoom to be able to take. It's just, how do you ever kill the Lifestealer? There's so many tools for him to save himself. And he is very good at killing your cores.
Yeah.
All 3 of them, in fact.
And he's going to go straight for completing the Abyssal first.
Cool. Let's see what neutral item he gets to as these tier 3s are coming out. Mickey will find himself a Vindicators. And Nightfall gets blessed. He gets the Defiant Shell, probably the best one that he could have gotten there. Now he's sitting at 36 armor when he's sitting next to his Visage.
I mean, 33. Insanely
Still
farmed on
super
this
farmed,
Veno.
but
This
it's just-
Veno is massive, but it is a Veno.
Okay, so let's see. The possibilities of this hero. The latent toxicity, an ability that I think nobody even remembers what it does half the time.
I'm reading it right now.
The stun that it can apply when the dispel happens. Let's say, if the Lifestealer makes a mistake, maybe this is some other tool that could come into play for Liquid.
And we'll see if he spends up on this, because obviously he's saving up a lot of money towards, at the moment, the Shiva's Guard queued up. Do you think there's anything else going through his head that could be the item to kind of pick up with this crazy amount of fun that he is getting on the Veno to have that impact still at this point?
Shivas feels so value.
Yeah. You still just get the Shivas.
Yeah, fantastic versus all the cores, reducing the healing, amplify everything that he does. It's definitely just a really good item this game. And it's going to give him, obviously, armor to not get shredded this fast.
He's very close to having that done. And yeah, the Abyssal Blade, just 40 gold away. So Nightfall will have that and his level 20 for the next fight.
It's wild how it's just stayed consistent pretty much at 1k.
It's close.
And for the next fight also, something I did see, as we see Boxy, he does have Infest stalling for the next fight too, so...
Okay.
He could do some kind of crazy heal plays if they... Because they might not expect...
Saves.
Yeah, they might not expect that to come. For Liquid, I feel for them they want to just play for the Roshans, right? Play for the Roshan advantages for the most part, keep this farm going.
Radiant are scanning.
It's going to be spawning in the next 8 seconds or so.
Nightfall really has very little to fear right now, it feels like.
Tokyo even buying his gem now, so he passes that over to GPK a few moments ago. I think he bought it a couple minutes ago. Apologies about that. But yeah, they're looking to continue clearing out the traps, get this advantageous map position for them to get these fights. The traps are the thing that can cause issues for them, or wards in particular, just for the jumps for Liquid, but this gem's going to help a lot.
Dire's bottom tower.
Yeah, Roshan
is under
50.
Radiant are scanning. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Scan comes out toward top from Radiant. Roche, of course, 45 seconds. They're actually setting up with their Infest already.
I can definitely take a fight if Save gets the good jump.
This is going to get wild. Because the Roche, it's gonna appear bottom soon.
See if both teams want to head down there. Quick sweep of the area here from BetBoom just to see if they could catch anyone from Liquid already in the area. But as it is Liquid, top side of the map still. Got a tier 1 for the taking here if they want to push with Mickey.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Opts to keep himself off the lane for now. Especially at this point where BetBoom themselves are remaining hidden. Liquid can't afford to take any chances here whilst they have this lack of information.
I mean, Liquid their plan right now is probably shove the lanes out as much as possible so that we can maybe try to make the swing down to contest the Roche, because this is going to die probably too fast, but this is a scary position for them.
Difficult in terms of the positions that Liquid's in right now to get down here in time. So BetBoom.
And they're... Could be wrong readers. It feels like their draft ideally really wants to have that Aegis in comparison. You know, TA tends to want that, but especially with a TA versus Lifestealer matchup now. Now it's going to be Nightfall with it, and he has yet to die. He has a lot of ways to protect himself.
It really does feel like that. I'm to the point where GPK's probably like, bro, I could have had that.
He's like, nah, you've got BKB.
And GPK, he died 4 times.
Doing a job.
Now Bloodstone, now finished here for Nisha. The Axe Bloodstone combo online.
So much it's able to do.
And 33, he just have the completed Shivas.
I mean, Liquid still feels pretty content with just being able to just scale, right? It doesn't feel like they feel rushed. So this is going to be some interesting clashes that come in.
They've got to somehow just sort of play their way around the rage of Nightfall.
He's the
make
biggest
sure that
issue.
if he pops rage and he's killing 2 of your heroes, suddenly the fight is going to be very, very difficult to clean up in your favor if you're Liquid.
Miro, about to hit 18, level 3 familiars, summoned up. I think it's time that they can pressure. They have Aegis, they have these familiars. They could probably look to at least poke high ground a bit. Since they have Tiny for tossbacks, if someone gets out of position on the side of Liquid, they could look to punish.
I like this as well for Nightfall. We're not seeing any double ACs. He's going to be going for the Silver Edge.
Okay, now a couple of them that we've been seeing.
Here's the push. There's going to be Liquid that's going to have to head back and answer BetBoom.
Plays it safe, just uses the infest. Birds will survive.
Radiant's bottom
Mika continuing on bottom.
A lot of
large
creep
wave.
pushing in. Yeah, a lot of pressure here from them. As Save, he'll head back to clear that up.
Top tower down to 1/3 HP. So a good, pretty good strike. It's a ton of damage that they do have once they hit that Rex. And it looks like BB, Toronto Tokyo makes the call. He wants to control the bottom side of the map a little bit more since they have top shoved out so much.
He's got his blink as well now on Disruptor. So even easier to get the jump static storm setups. Which there are BKBs in play from Liquid at this point, but even forcing them out early in the fight could be big.
Oh, GPK, walked by ward. Oh well. He got the sentry, but he walked right past the ops ward. Oh well. Well, that's fortunate for Liquid. He'll at least be able to keep that deep vision down for a little bit unless he backs up and notices it. But all of them have mostly returned to the base. BetBoom looking to get this tier 2 bottom. Tormentor's available too. If they'd want to go over there and try to steal it. I guess Nightfall just wants the Shadow Blade to hunt these guys, get into the back line in particular. Kind of cool pickup. Not the Aghanims route.
Oh yeah, opting away from that. I mean, maybe he'll go for that next. I don't know. He's got the
BKB
BKB
is very good as well too on the life steers.
Yeah,
we'll have to see.
Rage into BKB into Rage should be enough time to do a hell of a lot in these fights.
Yeah, maybe he just feels like he doesn't need to use that Aghanim. It's like he's not versus something like a Luna who kills him that fast or something. Oh, it's just, yeah, interesting. School approaches. Liquid set up around.
They are. There's still 2 minutes left on this Aegis on Nightfall.
Nightfall goes.
They're going to try and force some sort of reaction. Boxy, he goes in aggressively, looks towards Miro. They're not going to have the damage to threaten the Visage. They turn with the combo, drop it down on towards Nightfall. They'll get him the once.
Okay.
Storm's laid down. Save. He's in with the avalanche onto the backlines, but he'll get turned towards immediately. Liquid, they'll manage to kill off the Tiny.
What a beautiful fight. I mean, patience. Nightfall, I think he got stunned. I don't know if it was a latent toxicity or what, but they're going to get another one.
They're going to get a catch on towards the Visage. Liquid, they hold around the tier 2, and they force BetBoom back.
Is that a Gravekeeper's cloak stolen by Boxy? It was. Okay. I didn't see if it like actually saved him or anything, but he just stunned the floor. That's cool. Because he has the shard, so he actually has the protection from it. That was what, 3 BKBs used, I believe, from the side of Liquid as the dive was coming for, or 2 BKBs? 1, 2, 3. Yep. So they will be able to stop that aggression from the Aegis, and they can. I mean, they keep that little tiny gold lead that they have. This was neck and neck.
That's a close one. It's a tense one as well.
It's tense.
You always get these in the best of ones.
Because the thing is, too, is like, yes, Nightfall, massive scaling. But as we said, the 3 cores of Liquid continue to keep the pace.
Farmed. Yeah, they really are. 33 is going to have the luxury of going for another huge item soon. 3,000 gold in the bank as he continues to farm up a tree.
Yeah, what does he want to go for? Just something like a Hex for that further control?
And that's what you'd imagine, yeah.
That's usually what it ends up being, something down this line. He's got the 20 talent too, so quite a bit more damage. This is cool. Save, I was about to say this too. I was like, I feel like Save needs a BKB of his own, because versus Venomancer, it tends to be the case. It's like, if you commit, you're committed, right? Like, if you guys are running into these Venom wards, into the Gale, into Shivas, etc., usually it's pretty difficult to get out, so... Looks like he's also wanting to have that one.
Without the luxury of the Aegis on BetBoom, they'll certainly resume farming themselves and getting towards that next pickup. The BKB that Nightfall's trying to get finished before they go for the next fight.
Full Daedalus for Mickey. His damage is no joke. Yeah, Liquid just did not seem to care. They seemed very comfortable with just their constant scaling in this game, and yeah, absolutely showing to be working. Greaves on Insania. He's got a great healing Lotus plus Glimmer plus all this different things to buff onto Mickey if he gets grabbed onto. And Miera. I was gonna. Okay, yeah, Miera also BKB. Yeah, you're playing versus Torrent Storm and all this annoying Venom stuff, so I don't blame them. Need to have this immunity. Nightfall on the prowl, but Liquid aware.
At the same time, BetBoom smoked up around the mid lane.
Feels like it's the cat and mouse most of this game. It's just been both teams really avoiding each other nicely. Save though now on Mickey.
Oh, they're gonna get the opening onto him. Look at the toss back. The
static
silence is
sword.
there as well.
Oh,
Very well
Tokyo.
done by Toronto. Gets him with the static.
Oh, he
Makes
spent
sure
his
there's no
gold.
false promise on Insania. Insania is dragged back to kill off. It's a perfect catch.
That's the opportunity they've been waiting for. What a play from Toronto. Both supports, give them all the credit there.
Yeah,
nice toss back and
yeah, it really
gorgeous
was.
static storm.
All on the supports, that one.
And yeah, 80 seconds, or well, now 60
That's a long
seconds,
time.
but a long time to be able to shove these lanes. The towers do die quite fast, especially when Miero starts hitting them too.
Tier 3's going down. They're onto the barracks, and indeed the pushing power is pretty intense here from BetBoom. Fortification comes out for Liquid.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
See what they can do here with just the 3 of them on the defense. They're not going to be able to save the mid-racks, that's for sure. It's a set gone.
Continuing as well, Nightfall. Thinking about continuing the
I mean,
hits.
they're going to realize there's no buyback on this TA.
That's another set.
McKay's not coming back for 30. And save, he's in. He's going to look to try and drag back on
Nice
towards
X.
33. Indeed, with the X, Niche is able to keep 33 kept safely back behind the barracks, but the barracks are there no more. A second set taken by BetBoom. All off the back of that excellent jump in the mid lane.
All it takes is one for them.
That's definitely got to be a bit of a scare here for Liquid. I mean, just how much BetBoom could do off the back of just really kind of taking out one of their cores for as long as they did there and catching McKay's out for a minute. The rest of the team, they just couldn't really do anything to stop that.
No. Just beautiful play from BetBoom, really. I mean, 14 to 14, but it's been patience and patience and patience. But that's the hit they've been. That feels like the hit that they've been waiting for what, 25 minutes when they've been kind of building things up, and yeah, they finally find it. 2 minutes, a long Roshan respawn. But a lot gained out of that play there. Level 20 now hit on Visage. Damage from the birds on these towers is ridiculous. And Nightfall does the same thing that we saw Tomato do when he was playing versus High Physical. He takes the Rattle Cage as well. So this item,
It's a lot of
seems
armor.
like they do like it
There's
quite
a
a
lot
lot.
of armor. And definitely sort of fills the void, at least on this lifestealer, where in other games, and as we saw maybe even in this one, he was kind of like, well, the AC is still nice because if you get that attack speed, get that plus armor. You know, didn't want to get it eventually, obviously down to the fact that Mira does have one. But yeah, this kind of keeps that armor lacking covered.
Yeah, he got all 3 of them, right? He got the Dragon Scale Tier 2, then he got the Defiant Shell Tier 3, and then he got the Rattle Cage Tier 4, so...
Liquid holding the position around the pit, but yeah, still 1 minute. So we're going to see Roshan show his face again.
And Miero actually sent one of his birds through the gate to be able to get the scout before his team was there, so they know that they're in the
Davis
area.
charging in. He has Nightfall inside him. See if they can get away with this. The BKB's popped, but the stun will catch on to Nightfall. He pops the BKB.
He's on Mickey.
Bashing Mickey. He's in on top of the TA, and at the same time, Mira and GPK, they're just cleaning up the backlines. They're in onto Insania. Insania gets taken out. 33 pops the BKB, but he's trying to desperately keep himself away from this lifestealer. Nightfall's able to
He's
put
alive.
the answer, and he's out. He's perfectly fine. He's ready to get back in. Goes straight over towards Mickey. Liquid, they've lost 3. They're going to lose 4.
That's going to be it. 90 seconds, no TA.
They just can't fight them right now.
Nope.
And whilst it has been sort of a bit of a slow burn of a game, it did feel like it was going this way for quite a while, folks. We see it
Yeah,
here,
Sage
popping
knew,
off.
he knew.
I mean, the supports this game, the little moves have been fantastic from BetBoom. Really has helped them tilt this game towards the victory that they look to be approaching.
They got on the targets. I mean, again, this time it was the Oracle. Well, initially the TA, but then quickly shift to the Oracle. And heroes do take some damage, but it's a slow build-up. The Veno starts dealing its damage, but everyone's now back to full end.
And whilst
That's
Liquid,
probably it.
they have the gold, they have the farm. It's,
Dire's bottom barracks.
what was the move that they were looking for with it? And whatever the move was, it's just never been there, folks.
Nope. It was just a gradual build-up of farm, and
Yeah.
one
Let's
moment
see if
from
going.
BetBoom.
They're looking to close it. The familiars are onto the ancient. As GPK just sort of teases around with them, takes their attention away from the fact that the base is getting destroyed. This game, it's going to
It's done.
BetBoom.
Okay. It looked for some while that Liquid